It is February 2011. Nokia's new CEO writes a memo to the whole company. He has been in the job for 5 months. He writes one line that becomes famous. He says, "We are standing on a burning platform." 4 years earlier, Nokia sold 4 out of every 10 phones on Earth. 4 years later, Apple and Samsung had already passed them. What happened to the biggest phone company in the world? The real answer is not what most people think. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why Nokia lost. Not the surface reason, the deep one. And here is why this matters to you. Nokia had the money, Nokia had the engineers, Nokia even had the technology first. They still failed. So, if it can happen to them, it can happen to any brand, including yours. You will walk away with 3 warning signs. 3 signs that tell you a company, or a product, is about to make the same mistake. Let us begin. Let me show you how big Nokia really was. In 2007, Nokia was the #1 phone company in the world. Not in one country, in the world. They held about 40% of the global market. That means 1 in every 3 phones sold on Earth was a Nokia. Their phones were famous for one thing: they did not break. There is a joke that you could drop a Nokia off a building and it would still work. People trusted these phones with their lives. And this was not a young company. Nokia started in Finland in 1865. By 2007, they had been building and inventing for more than 140 years. They had tens of thousands of engineers. They spent billions of dollars every year on research. They did not. And here is the part that will surprise you. Most people think Nokia lost because they were too slow. They think Nokia did not see the touchscreen coming. That is wrong. Here's a fact almost no one knows. Nokia built touchscreen phones years before the iPhone. They had the prototypes, they had the patents, they had the labs. So let me ask you a direct question. If Nokia had the technology, and they did, why did they not use it? The answer has nothing to do with engineering. Go back to June 2007. Apple launches the iPhone. Inside Nokia, the engineers look at it and are not afraid. Why? Because they judge it as a phone. And as a phone, the first iPhone was weak. The battery was short. The signal was worse. It could not even copy and paste text. So Nokia's leaders relax. They say, "We are still the best phone maker. This toy is not a real threat." But Apple was not building a better phone. Apple was building something else. In 2008, Apple opens the App Store. Suddenly the iPhone is not one product. It is a doorway. Games, maps, music, banking. 1,000 new tools every month. The iPhone gets better while it sits in your pocket. A Nokia phone was finished the day you bought it. This means the two companies were no longer in the same fight. Nokia was perfecting the phone, Apple was replacing it, and Nokia could not see it because they were measuring the wrong thing. So here is the real reason Nokia lost, and it is deeper than technology. Everyone says Nokia failed on innovation, but Nokia did innovate. Every year, better cameras, better screens, better batteries. The problem was what they were innovating. I call this the category blind spot. Let me explain what that means. A category is the type of thing a customer believes they are buying. For years, the category was a phone, and Nokia was the best in that category, no question. But Apple quietly changed the category. The new category was not a phone. It was a small computer that runs your life. This means Nokia kept winning a race that no longer existed. They were sprinting, they were working hard, they were improving fast, but they were running on the old track. And here is the second layer, the part inside the company. To build an ecosystem, someone at Nokia had to stand up and say, "Our whole business model is about to become worthless." Nobody said it. Why? Because Nokia had a culture where bad news was dangerous. Managers who brought problems were seen as weak. So people stayed quiet. They sent good reports up the chain. This means the leaders at the top were the last to hear the truth. By the time the message reached them, the platform was already burning. So it was 2 failures at once. They innovated the product, not the category. And their own culture hid the danger until it was too late. In 2013, Nokia sold its phone business to Microsoft. The company that made 1 in 3 phones on Earth was gone from the market. So let me give you 3 warning signs. Watch for these in your own company. Warning. Sign 1. You describe yourself by your product. Nokia said, "We make phones." Apple said, "We put a life in your pocket." This means your definition can trap you. How to protect yourself. Ask, what category are we really in? And answer it as your customer would, not as your factory would. Warning sign 2. You are selling a device, not a world. A single product can be copied in a year. An ecosystem, apps, partners, community, is almost impossible to copy. Nokia sold a device. Apple sold a world. How to protect yourself? Ask, what connects to my product and keeps making it more valuable over time? Warning sign 3. Your bad news travels slowly. Inside Nokia, the truth moved up too slowly to matter. This means your biggest risk is the report you never receive. How to protect yourself. Reward the person who brings the problem, not just the person who brings the win. Category, ecosystem, truth. 3 signs. Check them every quarter. Remember February 2011, the burning platform memo? The CEO was right. The platform was on fire, but it did not catch fire that week. It started burning years earlier, the moment Nokia decided that a better phone was enough. The smartphone did not kill Nokia. Their belief that hardware was the whole game, that is what killed Nokia. Here is the hard part. The category blind spot is invisible from the inside. Every failing company thinks it is still winning because it is still improving. So I built a tool to help you see it early. It is called the Innovation Framework Template. It walks you through the exact questions Nokia never asked about your category, your ecosystem, and your blind spots before you spend $1 on development. Download it free at ryansconsulting.com. The link is in the description. I will see you in the next one.